Mommy! Kill her! Get her, Mommy!
I will, Jason. That's right. For my review today, I'm going to be talking about 1980's Friday the 13th, the original. Directed by Sean S Cunningham, starring Betsy Palmer. Alright guys, welcome back to FACCI'S Horror and More. I'm Facci, and today, like I said, we're going to be talking about Friday the 13th. Pretty much a carbon copy of Halloween. Pretty much, it's even been stated that that is exactly what it is. It was a cash grab. This one does not star our favorite Jason Voorhees. This one stars actually his mother as the killer in this one. Starts the opening credits of this movie. I love the theme song. I love the camp atmosphere. Definitely, it's creepy, eerie. You know, we're seeing through the killer's point of view, so it's kind of a different take on the killer. You don't know who it is. This movie's kind of a whodunit because they don't allude to who the killer even could be until you actually see the killer. Almost, I don't know, 3/4 of the way through the movie, which is kind of a different take on it, than just a normal typical slasher film. One of my favorite characters in the beginning of the movie is actually probably everybody's favorite character is probably Crazy Ralph. You're all doomed. It's got a death curse. They think he's just a crazy townie, just trying to scare people, but no, he's really being serious. He knows what's going on up at the camp, and nobody else does. Speaking of the camp, you guys interested in taking a camp up to Camp Crystal Lake? I heard they're hiring counselors this year. I think I'm going to give it a shot. I mean, I know it's called Camp Blood, but what the heck, let's give it, you know what I mean? Why would it be called that for? Ain't a big deal. So let's just go up there and get some counseling jobs. And then let's hitchhike our way there with some people we don't even know. It's exactly what you do. I guess in 1980 that's what you do. Today, you ain't gonna try that. I guarantee you that. The characters in this movie, to me, they're not very likable at all. I don't really like any of them, except for Kevin Bacon, because, you know, I like Kevin Bacon so much I actually am turning into Kevin Bacon, you know what I mean? But he's a super likable character. Too bad he's not in the whole movie. He gets killed about halfway through, unfortunately. With one actually the coolest deaths, actually, put the arrow through his throat, and the machine that pumped the blood up malfunctioned, so that's why it's like spitting the blood out and making that gurgling sound, because it broke during the filming, so they just had to go with it. And it actually paid off because it looked pretty damn sweet to have all those bubbles going through his throat, so I appreciated it, and that's why it's probably one of the most favorite kills in that whole movie, to be honest, because the other half of the kills you don't even get to see. It's just quick stab, and then the screen fades to white, and I mean, I thought it was pretty terrible, but I guess that's what you're going to do when you have a low budget and you don't have a lot of money for the gore and the blood and special effects and stuff like that. I do have a fun fact for you, though. The snake that they kill in that movie is actually a real snake. I don't know why they couldn't use a fake one, since all they did was whack it, and then it was off the movie. So it really wasn't necessary to use a real one. I know it took some heat for using a real snake, but that's just a little fun fact for you. One of the favorite atmosphere scenes for me is whenever the thunderstorm starts to roll in and Kevin Bacon and his girl are sitting on the beach of the lake, and you can just see the flashes of the lightning, you see the waves crashing. You could tell the storm's coming, and metaphorically it's for the storm itself and the storm that all those kids are going to be facing soon, when the killer just starts wreaking havoc and taking them out one by one. Like I said before, the whole thing the movie goes through, it never hints at who the killer could be. It never once mentions, oh, it could be this person, oh, it could be that person. So that was kind of kept you involved with the film a little bit so that you don't get too bored saying, oh, it's just that guy over there who nobody knows about. This one's like, oh, who's doing it? Who's doing it? So I thought that was pretty sweet. Only one person knew who the killer was, and that was the owner of the camp, Steve Christie, who brought all those counselors up there to get it ready to go. He knew who the killer was, but he didn't get the chance to tell anybody because he was killed off as soon as he saw who it was. So you were like, oh, I'm finally going to know who it is. Nope, they're going to keep it hidden a little bit longer. The final girl in this one is Alice. Very unlikable. Definitely not the kind of final girl that we're used to in other horror movies. She's weak, whines a lot. She's there getting bitch slapped and beat up by the killer. It's just, that's not what you're looking for. Honestly, I didn't even think she was going to live to the end of the movie, to be honest, because she just wasn't final girl material. And I think a lot of you people probably will agree with me that, honestly, anybody else probably would have made a better final girl than her. And then when Alice is all alone, barricaded in the cabin, it's when we finally see who the killer is. It's Mrs. Pamela Voorhees. She used to be a cook at the camp, and she was friends with the Christie family. Obviously, Alice has no idea who she is, so she thinks that she's there to help her, when really, she's been the one killing all these people, and you're like, wow, it was a mid-50s-year-old lady this whole time, doing these unspeakable things that we would think that a man would be doing this, and then you see it's a woman, and then you're like, holy shit. Like, very unexpected. Like, it shocked you when you first saw it. Because she seemed like a really sweet, middle-aged lady, but she was actually super messed up in the head. She gave Alice the famous Jason speech that the counselors were making love while that young boy drowned. His name was Jason. Today is his birthday. And Alice is like, who the hell is Jason? She has no idea who that is. Whenever she starts the speech, and then she finds out that was her son, and he drowned because the counselors weren't paying attention. So she came back to make sure that camp never opens again, so that nobody else would have to go through that of the son, their child drowning. I think it's a little extreme to go out of her way to do that, but I'm pretty sure she snapped once she found out that Jason died. And you could tell that she was kind of psycho because she kept talking in Jason's voice as a little kid.
Kill her, Mommy! Kill her! Don't let her get away!
Like, you know something's not mentally stable with that lady. I'll tell you that. But, I mean, I really wouldn't want to be chased down by her. However, when she's just sitting there bitch slapping Alice and throwing her on the ground and beating her ass, it just seems to me like Alice could have put up a heck of a better fight. I mean, she kept knocking Mrs. Voorhees down, hit her with the fire poker, hit her with the frying pan in the face, and then just dropped it and then ran away again. She could have killed her. Just kept whacking her until she was dead, but instead she was weak and scared, so she hit her one time, fell to the ground, ran away. Super annoying. It was really bothering me because that's not what a normal person would do in that situation. Probably the coolest part of the whole movie, to be honest, is when Mrs. Voorhees and Alice are battling it out at the beach. She's slamming Alice's face off the ground. Then Alice gets away, grabs that machete, and then the slow motion chopped her head right off, and you see Pamela reaching as the blood squirts out of her neck. Probably the dopest part of the whole movie, to be honest. I'm not really a huge fan of this movie. Rewatch value. I probably never watched this movie. Of all the Fridays, I've watched this one the least. I might have watched... It's probably my first watch, honestly, in probably at least 10 years. If not more. Because I just don't... I don't find myself going back to watch it. It's just not... A lot of people like it. A lot of people, it's their favorite Friday. It's not mine. And I honestly... I don't really like it that much at all. But that's the good thing about horror movies and movies in general. We're all out our opinions. Some people like this one better. Some people like that one better. It's cool. I ain't got no problem with it. I just prefer my Friday the 13th with that guy right there. Her son, Jason Voorhees, slashing and killing all kinds of teens. That's more what I'm looking for. And then the final scene of the movie, they're playing that nice melody, music, peaceful, calming. It's like, oh, okay, I can breathe. Everything's gonna be okay. Then he zooms in on Alice in the boat playing with the water. Bam! Jason, young boy Jason, comes up and grabs her and drags her down. But you don't know if that really happened. You don't know if that was a dream. Because they never explained that part of it. So I guess that's up to the viewer to decide if they think Jason is really down there still as a boy. Or if that was just all in her head. But she wouldn't know what, you know what I mean? She wouldn't know what Jason looked like to have that dream of him coming out of the lake. So she wouldn't know. But then again, it could have happened. And then that was the start of Jason coming back to life. That's pretty much open to interpretation. I mean, there's no really explanation about it. But Alice really believed that she saw him because when she's in the hospital, she says, "What about the boy, Jason?" And the cop says, "Man, we didn't find any boy. And he's still down there." And it just zooms into the lake. And that's the end of the movie. Like I said, it's not really a personal favorite of mine. I'm not going to rewatch it, probably for a very long time. But to each their own. On a scale 1 to 5, I'd probably give this, honestly for me, I'm probably going to get some hate. I could probably honestly give it 1.5 out of 5 stars. I don't like the kills. I don't like the characters. I just really don't like the movie that much. I appreciate it for what it was. I appreciate it for starting off the franchise of this guy, but other than that, it's towards the bottom of my list. But that's it, guys. That was my discussion on Friday the 13th from 1980. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you liked it, if you liked the movie, that's fine. If you didn't, then you probably agree with me. But I'm going to keep pumping out these videos as fast as I can for you guys. So if you like this, hit that like, hit that subscribe, and hopefully help me grow my channel. I mean, I know I will never be one of the big boys, but we're going to give it a shot and see what I can do. I appreciate all you guys out there. This is FACCI'S, and thanks for watching, and you have yourself a good day.